There isn't any iceberg. There was an iceberg, but it's in a totally different ocean. The iceberg is in this ocean, but it will melt very soon. There is an iceberg, but we didn't hit the iceberg. We hit the iceberg, but the damage will be repaired very shortly. The iceberg is a Chinese iceberg. We are taking on water, but every passenger who wants a lifeboat can get a lifeboat, and they are beautiful lifeboats. Look, passengers need to ask nicely for the lifeboats if they want them. We don't have any lifeboats. We're not lifeboat distributors. Passengers should have planned for icebergs and brought their own lifeboats. I really don't think we need that many lifeboats. We have lifeboats and they're supposed to be our lifeboats, not the passengers' lifeboats. The lifeboats were left on shore by the last captain of this ship. Nobody could have foreseen the iceberg.
Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant that knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me. The new headline is Trump asks people to go outside. That's dangerous. Here we go. Same old group. You ready? I hope people enjoy the sun. And if it has an impact, that's great. I'm just hearing this, not really for the first time. I mean, there's been a rumor that, you know, a very nice rumor that you go outside in the sun or you have heat and it does have an effect on other viruses. But now we get it from one of the great laboratories of the world, I have to say. It covers a lot more territory than just this. This is probably an easy thing, relatively speaking, for you. I would like you to speak to the medical doctors to see if there's any way that you can apply light and heat to cure, you know, if you could, and maybe you can, maybe you can't. Again, I say maybe you can, maybe you can't. I'm not a doctor, but I'm like a person that has a good, you know what.
But sir, you're the president.
Deborah, have you ever heard of that? The heat and the light relative to certain viruses, yes, but relative to this virus?
Not as a treatment. I mean, certainly fever is a good thing. When you have a fever, it helps your body respond.
We're very advanced in testing. Other countries are calling us to find out what are we doing. And by the way, within 2 weeks, you'll see numbers and you'll see different forms of testing, just like we came up with the Abbott Laboratories machine, which gives it to you in 5 minutes that everybody wants. Everybody's asking, can we get that? You can only make them so fast. But as you know, we've done more testing than every other nation combined. And that's a big statement. I know a lot about economists, and the answer is they have no idea. I think I have as good an idea as anybody, and I think our economy will start to pick up very substantially as soon as the states get open, and that's happening as we speak, and it's actually very exciting, and people are just thrilled to see it, because our country has to get back to work. They want to get back to work. You see that, whether it's a demonstration or just in talking to people. They're going to get back to work, and they're going to get back to work very fast.
You spoke to Boris Johnson this week. I just wonder how he sounded, how he was.
I did.
When do you think he'll be back at work?
He called me a few days ago. I thought he'd be like, oh, Donald, how are he was ready to go. I'm very surprised to tell you this. It's like the old Boris. Tremendous energy, tremendous drive. I was very surprised because he called me almost, you know, pretty close to when he got out of the hospital. I think he's doing great.
Hey John, as you know, I'm an avid reader, and I'm always on the lookout for new writers and important works. I especially love poetry, and some of the, you know, like like the new Ginsberg. I'm still waiting for the new Kerouac, the new Ginsberg, Edgar Allan Poe, and the such. And so I just keep reading away, and I came across something that I thought was just so appropriate for your birthday. I found this writer, and he wrote this incredible poem. It's just beautiful, so I'd like to share it with you right now. And it's entitled War on Wind. Okay. I've studied it better than anybody I know. I never understood wind. You know, I know windmills very much. They're noisy. They kill birds. You want to see a bird graveyard? Go under a windmill someday. You'll see more birds than you've ever seen in your life. Bald eagles. Excuse me a second. This really... Oh, jeez. Hang on a second. Just makes me weep and get emotional when I... Excuse me. No, I'll be okay. They're made in China and Germany mostly, but they're manufactured tremendous, if you're into this, tremendous fumes. Gases are spewing into the atmosphere. You know we have a world, right? So the world is tiny compared to the universe. So tremendous amount of fumes and everything. You talk about the carbon footprint. Fumes are spewing into the air, right? Spewing. Whether it's in China, Germany, it's going into the air. It's our air, their air, everything, right? You see all those windmills. They're all different shades of color. They're like sort of white, but one is like an orange white. It's my favorite color, orange. You know what they don't tell you about windmills? After 10 years, they look like hell. They start to get tired, old. Aging windmills not replacing. A really terrible thing. Hey, John. Here it comes. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear John. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Wait till next year. It'll even be worse than this. Love you. Bye-bye.